I'm Ishtiak, sitting in Malmö, Sweden, doing predictions for the Football World Cup matches. You're watching my YouTube channel. In this video, I will be presenting to you the astrological analysis of the match between Sweden and Netherlands, so stay tuned. It is probably the toughest of the predictions to make so far. In the previous 6 predictions, where I have been predicting outcomes of games, it was quite easy as compared to today's, because you don't know how to make which time, date and place to take into account to make a natal chart for Sweden, and same applies to Sweden. These are the countries with a long history and many different dates. So I tell you that. So another difficulty which as an astrologer one faces when making such predictions for countries like Sweden and Netherlands is that you cannot assign any ascendant to them. There's no team which is home team in Mexico when you talk about Sweden or Netherlands. Both teams are considered equally home teams or away teams in Mexico. Whereas when you talk about the game between Sweden and Tunisia, you could say that Sweden had more support in American countries as compared to Tunisia. So you can easily say, yes, Team A is Sweden, and then you put Team B, which is Tunisia, in the 7th house, and then you predict the outcomes. So first, as in all my previous videos, first I want to analyze the vibe of the match. What will be the overall atmosphere of the match? So this match will be played under the energies from the Leo constellation. And Leo constellation, as I said yesterday when we were talking about USA game, Leo is about pride. Leo is about spotlight. Leo is about leadership, exhibitionism. So you could expect a lot of things in today's game similar to the USA game yesterday. You can expect a lot of similarities. To make predictions about the game and to create the natal charts of the two countries, I will be using following dates. For Sweden, I'm using 1st January 1975. Because this one fits the outcome of the game against Tunisia. Plus, it was the date when Sweden was modernized. On the other hand, for Netherlands, I'm using the date 1523 and the city Hague. So as in all my previous videos, first I describe the vibe of the game. So today's match will be played under the energies from the Leo constellation. And you know that Leo constellation is about pride, it is about leadership, spotlight, heroics, exhibitionism. And you can also take into consideration the match which USA played yesterday. It was also under the Leo constellation energy. So there will be a lot of similarities in the environment which you saw yesterday in the USA game and which you will witness today in Sweden versus Netherlands match. And that yesterday during the USA game, the nakshatra was Maga nakshatra, and it was about showing who is the king. Today the nakshatra is Purva Falguni. It's a beautiful nakshatra because why? Because it is about enjoyment, creativity, teamwork and such things. So there will be more teamwork and enjoyment in the environment as compared to yesterday. Yesterday it was more like USA trying to tell who is the boss. Other things are quite similar, like Mars is in the same place as yesterday, 29 degrees, Aries. And we saw that yesterday Australia did a mistake. They scored an own goal in favor of USA. So such mistakes can happen. Both teams are vulnerable to such mistakes today. Own goal, a penalty, a foul, an unnecessary tackle resulting in a penalty. such things can happen because Mars is 29 degrees, results in impatience. So if you rush into something, take decisions abruptly based on impulses, it can result into bad outcomes. This is a possibility. Jupiter is very well placed for Sweden. Jupiter is supporting Sweden. And just like in the last game against Tunisia, the 5-1 difference was because Jupiter was expanding the advantage for Sweden. On the other hand, Saturn is on the side of Netherlands, and Saturn is a strong planet for those who are patient, who are organized, who are structured, and who wait for the right opportunity. So Saturn is a tough planet, not for those who are lazy, but if you're well structured, organized, Saturn gives you fruit. So, and we know Netherlands, they are very well structured. So is Sweden also. Energies of Saturn will be giving a lot of protection to Netherlands. So yes, there are planetary energies which are supporting the two countries. And then there's a very good balance between this cosmic support for the two countries. So now let us look at the performance of the two countries under the effect of energies from Leo constellation. And this is very interesting. Okay, so Sweden has natal moon in Cancer, and right now Jupiter is there. So this Jupiter transit is supporting Sweden. And this is a very strong support. So when it comes to Jupiter, Sweden is getting full support from the energies of Jupiter. On the other hand, if you look at Netherlands, Jupiter is going through the ninth house. Ninth house is about luck, sudden gains, fortune. So that means Netherlands can be fortunate today. But if you want to compare, so I say Sweden has slight edge over Netherlands. Similarly, Venus is also in the same house where natal moon of Sweden is. So Venus energies are with Sweden today. On the other hand, Venus is going through the ninth house of Netherlands. So again, luck, fortune could be on Netherlands side, but energetic support on Sweden side. And now the most important planet, Mars. Mars is the planet which is most important when it comes to competitions, fights, matches, and other places where one person has to show his energy and performance. Now let us analyze. So Mars is in 8th house of Sweden. 8th house is not a good house. So that means they will be fighting. Swedish team will be fighting, but they will be under a lot of stress all the time. On the other hand, for Netherlands, Mars is creating a very nice trine, giving them extraordinary attacking power and competing power and competitiveness and aggression. This means when it comes to Mars, Netherlands has slight edge over Sweden. So Jupiter and Venus giving edge to Sweden. On the other hand, Mars giving edge to Netherlands. But now for my Swedish friends, right now Mars is at 29 degrees, which makes things impatient. There's a possibility that Netherlands become impatient. So, but on the other hand, for my Dutch friends, you can say that luck is on your side. Oh, this particular prediction video is very stressful and it is really tough. Now comes the time to decide the outcome of the game. As you see in my other videos, I really want to take the risk of predicting the winner, and I also want to do the same here. So Leo constellation energies, overall vibe of the game. Jupiter and Venus supporting Sweden. Mars on Netherlands side. Taking all these factors into account and the dates which I mentioned for creating the birth chart of the two countries, I think the match is a draw. The only team which can win is who can capitalize on the mistakes of the other team. The team who does not rush into taking decisions, who is not impatient, will come out as a winner. But looking at the raw planetary energies, taking into consideration 1st January 1975, the date for Sweden, and 1523, the date for Netherlands, the match is a draw.